So I asked myself, how possible is it, or how easy is it to actually get someone's password to any of his social media accounts? And how do hackers actually get passwords? Do they just rely on password cracking tools, or how do they exactly get into someone's account and then you hear someone's account was hacked and all? Well, most of them explore social engineering, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. Yeah, so in order for me to social engineer, I had to pick a target or a victim. So what I did was to create a fake Facebook email, a phishing email. You can call it a phishing email or a fake email that could easily deceive anyone who is not careful. So I quickly had to create the email, and then after creating the email, I said, okay, now this email is a Facebook related email. How do I find people who need help for their Facebook account or something? Where do I get someone to social engineer? So I couldn't really find anywhere, but something came to my mind. Something said check Play Store. People usually leave reviews, and people leave the problems they have on as regards Facebook. So I had to check Facebook application. I had to check their reviews on Play Store. So I saw lots of complaints, and I saw people complaining about the multiples or the lots of problems they had on Facebook. So I said, okay, let me just pick one target. Take notes, this whatever I'm doing in this video is only for educational purposes, and there was no malicious intent. Okay, there was no malicious intent. So I decided to pick out someone, which is this Uchelin White. And so I picked out this person. I just said, let me pick out this person. Seemed Nigerian. So the person said, I updated this app a couple of days ago because of the real, but ever since then I have been frequently logged out only to log in with the code sent. Now I can't even see any code to enter. It always says someone tried to sign into my account the same day I updated it, but then why will it only affect this app and not the Facebook Lite or from the laptop, which I can still access with ease? So this was her just laying down her complaints to the Facebook team to get back to her. So I thought about it. I said, wow, this is a great opportunity to get back to this person, reach out to this person, and see if I could get her Facebook password. And did I get it? Let's continue. So I know, looking at it and looking at this now, first of all, for me to reach out to this person, maybe I need to know her Facebook account name, or I need to have her email or so. But looking at this is Play Store. If you click on the three dots by the right hand corner, it's not going to give you anything. Basically, it's not going to give you the email of the person. It's not going to give you any information about the person. Anyone could use any random username on this is obviously a Google account the person is using, but anyone could use a random username, something not even related to the person's name at all. So this name Uchelin White is, I guess, is like an alias. It's not actually a real name, though her real name might be Uche or so. But at this point I didn't know what to do. So I said, well, I must get her details. I must get her email, because that was the most important thing to me, how to reach out to her. So at this point, I'm sure you'll be thinking, how did he get her email? Well, let me tell you how I did. So the first thing I did was I had to check Facebook. So I opened my Facebook account, and then I went to the search bar and I typed Uchelin White. I typed this name the way it was, hoping that she would use this name also on her Facebook account. But to my surprise, I don't think she used the same username, because I was seeing different names. I didn't really see this exact name. I was seeing different names, and none of them related to a Nigerian lady or so. They were just strange. I don't know, but this was not showing anywhere on Facebook. So I was like, what do I do now? So I said, okay, let me just go ahead and check Google, because I mean, Google is a search engine that you could literally find anything you want to find. So I went to Google, and then I searched for that same username. When I searched for the username, I was surprised to, though I was not surprised, I wouldn't say I was entirely surprised. I saw this exact username popping up in so many links, or so many in some articles or so, let me just put it that way. And at that point I was like, good, this is leading somewhere. So the first two links were looked like she made a comment on some posts, and the other ones looked like she was someone into fashion, because every post was almost relating to fashion, the Uchelin something like a fashion kind of stuff. So I said, okay, let me just see what or where the first two link takes me to. So I checked the first link, and then the first link had this username. It had this exact username. She left a comment, and this comment was, as you can see, she left a comment on this video. So I said, oh great. So I clicked on it. I said, let me see if this will lead me anywhere. I clicked on the username, and the username linked me to YouTube. I said, great. So as I checked YouTube, I checked there was a particular playlist that was on the YouTube channel, or the Google account linked to that YouTube channel. So she's not a creator, she's not a content creator on YouTube. So but she had playlists that she had watched, and from the playlist it looked like this person liked stuff relating to fashion and maybe business, starting up her own business or something of that sort. So I said, oh great, this is another dead end. How do I get her details, or how do I get her email? Because that's the most important thing to me. I need to get her email and then try to social engineer this lady. And so it was just getting very frustrating. So I just kept on looking. I checked the playlist, I checked for the latest video that she watched, and apparently I saw 2021 as the or 2020 as the latest video there in that playlist. So I said, no, this is not leading me anywhere. So I checked a particular YouTube channel. I thought it was her channel, and I thought it was her that was handling that channel of over 10,000 subscribers, but it was not her. It was a different person, but the name was Chi Designs, and I thought it was relating to Uche. Maybe her name was Uche Chi or something, because that's a Nigerian name. But this person was not related to her in any way. I was really frustrated. I said, okay, there is no problem. This is social media, this is the internet. You can always get what you want. You just need to know how to search, and you need to know where to search. So I said, okay, I've explored Facebook, I've explored Google helped me in a sort of way, but Google was not that helpful. So I decided to explore Instagram. I know most ladies are on Instagram, so I decided to explore that place. So I checked Instagram with that exact same name, and then I found a match, surprisingly, with her name, this same username, Uchelin White, and then her picture, this exact picture. But the only thing was that this particular account seemed to be dormant for over 2 years now. I think around 2019 or so. So I felt like the account was either hacked, or she just created a new account or something of that sort. I don't know. But it was almost like a dead end, because there was no email on that particular Instagram account. As you can see, there's no email, there was no Facebook account, there was nothing linking me to her. So I said, what is happening? So before I was about to click off, I looked closely and I saw this particular blog. So it seemed like she had a blog. So I clicked on that blog link, and then it took me to a blog. I was like, wow. So when I got to this blog, I saw that there was a recent post of 2022, even March. So it's something that she still operates, or the person still operates. I was hoping it was related to her. So I checked the website. It didn't really have a name, it didn't really have this username, so I was not sure if it was her that was operating it. So there was a recent video. I had to find a way to get her email, so I left a comment on one of the videos, I think on the latest video. So I told her that I had to use a different alias on a different Google account, a different alias. I didn't want to use anything related to me, maybe SC Cyber Safe or something that could link to me or so. So I had to use something different. So I commented on that post and I said, wow, I loved this write-up. I didn't really read the write-up. So I said, I love this write up. I need someone to write for my company. It is a paid job. So what I did here was basic social engineering. I know that people, I mean, who wouldn't want money? Who wouldn't want a sponsorship? Who wouldn't want a partnership of some sort? So I said, wow, I love this write up. I need someone to write for my company. It's a paid job. Please, do you have an active email I can contact for full details? I'll wait your response. Thank you. Also, are you Uchelin White? It seems I know you. So at this point, I just wanted to confirm if I was speaking to the right person. And let's confirm if I was speaking to the right person. So after a day, there was no response from her. I was getting worried. I felt like what's happening? That this is a blog that is active. Why am I not getting a response? So I said, okay, let me just wait a bit, and then boom, I got a response. She said, so she confirmed that yes, she was, and then she said, and this. So she now gave me her email. At this point, I got what I needed to start the main social engineering. So I'm sure you can see what led to me getting an email from just a username online. So no matter what your username is, no matter what you want to name yourself, if you name yourself whatever you name yourself on whatever platform, as long as you have social media accounts, as long as you have some little information about yourself online, even if it's LinkedIn, you might not be a fan of all these other social media accounts, but you could be using LinkedIn for something professional. For someone could connect the dots, anyone could connect the dots, anyone who knows how to do that, anyone who knows how to search could connect the dots and still find you. So I got her email finally. So it was time to start the main deal, which was the social engineering to get her password for her Facebook account. So I had to quickly create an email. So I created an email that will look like it's coming from Facebook. As you can see it, I went to Google. I created feedback.facebook.com @gmail.com. So I don't know if you noticed something here. Usually if you see an email like feed, for those that are careful, you might see feedback. If I made it feedback.facebook@gmail.com or Facebook feedback@gmail.com, one might easily detect that no, this is a phishing email. But what I had to do was I created the email feedback.facebook.com. So once you see facebook.com, if you're not careful enough, you would ignore that there is a Gmail attached to the end. That Gmail is the main domain of, or that's the mailing platform that is being used to send this message. You might have hurriedly looked at it because you needed this solution, you needed a solution to your problem. So you might not look carefully, and so you see Facebook feedback.facebook.com, and then you go ahead to give whatever details you want to give, or you go ahead to respond. So at this point, I created the email, and then I couldn't leave the default Google logo there, so I had to put a Facebook logo. This would make it look very convincing. So at that point, I created everything and then sent her this email. So I said, "Dear Uchelin, we sincerely apologize for the experience you have faced so far using our mobile application platform. We understand users might have one or two difficulties with our platform as we currently update it and make the user experience the best. However, we got your complaint about the difficulty in accessing Reels on the main Facebook app alone, as you can access our platform on desktop and Facebook Lite. Lots of users also had such complaints. The feedback team requires these details to continue our investigation and also help resolve this problem as soon as possible." So at this point, what I was doing, or the essence of this mail, was just to like her seeing this alone, she would not even suspect, because this is addressing a problem she complained about earlier. So I said lots of users also had such complaints. This is social engineering. So at this point, I'm making her feel comfortable that, oh, you're not the only one that has this issue. Most people have complained about this and we are addressing it now. So you have to listen and take this seriously. That's the impression I was trying to create here. So I said the last time, and so I said the feedback team requires these details to continue, blah blah blah. The last time and date you had this challenge, and then your Facebook username. So I didn't want to request for the password. There were different ways I could get the password. I could use a Google form, though Google form works. You could use a Google form. Like if you've watched my video where I tried to scam, or where I tried to social engineer one of Pleasant Green's subscribers, I used a Google form. Google form could be very effective, but sometimes it's not effective for collecting passwords, because Google has made it clear that you should not put any password on that Google form. So once anyone gets to the end, they will surely see it, and they would know that there's something fishy. So I couldn't use a Google form at this point, and I didn't want to be straightforward to request for her password, because at that point it will just look very fishy, and to make her double check the email address. So I said the last time and date you had this challenge and your Facebook username. Thank you, as you provide the details for our feedback team to look into and resolve soonest. Cheers, Brandon, Facebook UI UX feedback team lead. Very ridiculous, but I think I loved what I wrote there. I don't know if you loved it. At this point, please leave a like for this video if you are enjoying this. And remember, there's no malicious intent. This is just showing you how these things are done, and how you need to be very, very careful. Yeah, so let's continue. So I think after this message I sent to her, it took almost 2 days before she replied, and it was really surprising. Before she replied, I had to do something, because I was not getting a reply and I needed a reply. So as I felt like possibly Google might have seen that this was a spam message, and then Google might have sent this email to spam, although there was no link. So I don't know, or perhaps she doesn't read her emails. Maybe she's the type that does not really go through her emails, or maybe this is not her major email, because this is a Yahoo mail. So perhaps her Gmail is her main email, or so, I don't know. So I had to find a way for her to go to her email and read her email. So I went back to that her website or her blog, and then I said to her, I went back to her blog and I said to her, thank you, I already sent you an email, and this is me using a different alias. This is me using Nat Okafor. Okay, so I said, thank you, I already sent you an email. Please see if it got to your inbox. If it didn't, check your spam folder. Okay, so at this point I told her to check her inbox and her spam folder. So this will make her to see that that mail that was sent to her by Facebook, by feedback or Facebook feedback, if at all it entered the spam. Then she said maybe you can resend, not seen yet. So okay, before this reply, I think she went to check her email. At that point, she saw the message Facebook supposedly sent to her. Then she replied. Before she replied, I had to send a second email when I had not seen her response. I said, dear Uchelin, we assume the above subject has been resolved as we didn't get feedback from you. The feedback team will close the complaint ticket in 24 hours. Kindly reply this email as soon as possible, Brandon. So this was after writing this, and I saw that there was no response. I felt like she hasn't seen a mail, or this mail is not an email she uses. That's why I had to use the other Nat Okafor to send her a message on her website that she should check her mail. Then she now checked, and then maybe she saw this and then replied. She said, good morning, the reel is not a problem, although I can only access it on my main Facebook page. I only think it may be the reason I'm having login issues, because since I updated the app cause of reel, it keeps logging me out, especially when I visit my business page. However, for some days now, I haven't experienced such since I updated my security. And at this point I was like, this is getting tough, because it seems like her problem has somehow been fixed, but I had to convince her that this problem had not been fixed. So I had to reply her. I said, "Dear Uchelin, we at the feedback team want to ensure our users get the best user experience possible. Based on your feedback, the problem you have might reoccur. This is because of the inconsistent login credentials recorded when you try to log in, hence the logout sections you experience. Allow us to look into it and permanently resolve to prevent a reoccurrence." So at this point I had to go forward. I said, "Please kindly provide the details for us to move on. The last date and time of login, then the second thing, login credentials, username and password." So at this point I was tired of wasting time. I was tired of beating around the bush. Let's go straight to business. So I said, "Note, the details provided will help the feedback." This is another social engineering. I said, "Note, the details provided will help the feedback team compare and see if the login matches, as we have detected inconsistency. We promise all will be resolved. Cheers, Brandon." So at this point, I'm sure anyone seeing Facebook requesting for username and password might be surprised, like, why would Facebook need my password? So I had to use this note to maybe I don't know what to use here, but I had to use this last paragraph or this last line when I told her to take note. So, and she didn't respond. I guess she does not really read her mails, and she does not get notification on this Yahoo mail, because maybe it's not a mail she uses. So I said, "Dear Uchelin, we noticed you haven't responded to the last email we sent you. Note that inconsistent logins as detected might lead to your account getting disabled." So at this point I was using a threat, a form of social engineering. Okay, so I was using threat. So I said, your account might get disabled. Providing the details you requested will enable us to investigate where or what is causing the inconsistent login issue faced. We acknowledge that you might be occupied, hence not having time to respond to this email. The ticketing team needs to close the ticket and tag as resolved. Respond in 24 hours or the ticket will be automatically closed. Cheers. Cole, Facebook ticketing service desk. So this was another of Facebook staff replying to her. So after this, at this point, she got to reply me. Okay, at this point she got to reply me. But I guess we'll stop here. I'll make the part 2 of this video. There will be a continuation of the video to see what happened next after this point. And also I have a video which I had a second victim, or a second target. That one's case was very interesting. Same way, just with the person's username, I was able to get the person's email and then try to social engineer the person. If you would love to see that, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and let me know what you feel. Do you think you would have fallen for that? Or just let me know what you feel about this. And yeah, you can also go ahead and check the link in the comment section for the video on how I social engineered Pleasant Greens subscribers. I'm sure you enjoyed that video. It's almost related to this. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.